Hi guys, welcome. My name is Natalie. So if we're looking at the overall picture on Bitcoin, starting with the daily, I do have this head and shoulder formation, and usually what the market is doing is that it actually comes to the neckline and retest it, and then it will continue. If we're looking at the overall picture, obviously we do have the higher high, but we broke the previous higher low right here, and we made a new lower low, came back up and made a lower high. So right now, if we are looking at market structure, we can see that we did break this uptrend that we had for a while, and right now we are going to the downside. But will we create a new lower high? Remember, I am no financial advisor, so please, you have to look everything up yourself first. But continue watching this video. I'm going to show you what I see, why I see it, and the starting off with Bitcoin on the daily. I directly want to put a line right here because this is a support that we did have before, and turning into resistance, broke it to the upside and never held, came back down, and then we came up again and retested it. You can see how that did work out. And if we are taking this low right here, and we're gonna adjust this when we're going down to the 4 hour, but we can see we can still see that right here we had a uptrend. The market broke the previous, because we did have a higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. We broke the previous higher low, turned it into a lower low, came up back up, made a lower high. We broke the previous lower low, came back down, made a new lower low. And right now what we can see that if we're just following price action and market structure, this could potentially be our new lower high. We broke the uptrend, and we started to do lower lows and lower highs. Obviously I'm using the previous lower low as a support, might turning into resistance. And as you know, I use Fibonacci. So based off all of this, I'm looking for a sell opportunity, but I want to see, because right now we're in a pullback, so I want to see where the pullback can end. And we do have the previous lower low right here, and usually the market comes back up, retest it, and then it slowly starts to move to the downside. So if we're going down to the 4 hour, we can see that we are in the Fibonacci level right now. That is 45394 and 44488. So, and we do have a huge candlestick, a bullish candlestick to the upside, but right now everything can happen, so we have to be careful. Just right now, if the market will continue to the upside, obviously we're not buying at all because the market is just so high up right now. Looking at the lower time frames, I already have the Fibonacci levels. I want to see what can happen. So we are right now inside of it. So in between these numbers that I was talking about, anything can happen. It can break it also. But this is the point where you have to be very careful about just because the market did come up like this doesn't mean the market is just going to continue up, because this can also be just a pullback on the overall downtrend that we're in right now. If you were listening to my live that I had yesterday, I told you guys that this area right here is something that we have to watch this area and see what the market is doing around it, because right now if you're not looking on the overall picture, that is a downtrend. You might be fooled that you think that it will just continue to the upside, and from nowhere you see the market just continuing down, and you're like, what? The market was on the way up, what happened? Da 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 da. If you're looking at the overall picture, we can see that the market is actually right now in the Fibonacci level. That might be our lower high, and when the lower high is done, we are creating a lower low, so the market will continue to the downside. But okay, so how do we know the market will continue to the downside? So obviously right now the market can continue up a little bit more. What I would want to see right now, obviously we don't have anything to sell the market either, but what potentially could happen if the market decides to break to the downside right now, what I would want the market to do is obviously continue down, come back up and retest this area, because this is the Fibonacci level. This is the 50% level that we do have. But I also want the market to come back down and break this higher low that we do have. And I want to see the market come back up and retest it. So it takes some time, but this is a part with trading. We do have to wait a bit. And if I see that the market is breaking, if I see the market obviously is retesting, I'm going to continue to sell the market. But right now we are in the middle of the Fibonacci level. So right now the market could continue to the upside. But what I'm waiting for is to see that the market will react to this support that we do have. And this is our previous lower low. And if the market now, if the pullback is over and it will create a new lower high, obviously this is a perfect area for us right now to look at and see what the market is actually doing. So we obviously want to sell the market as high as possible. If we start to see the market break into the downside, we will have a very good price to sell the market. Because the overall picture, we are in a downtrend right now, because we did break this previous low, higher low that we did have. Oh, this was the higher low. Market came back down, broke it, made a lower high, broke the previous lower low, made a new lower low, and right now we just might retest it. The market can also come up right here. But the thing right now for me is that I'm very careful. I have to see if the market continues to the upside, and I want to buy the market. Obviously, I want the market to break this previous lower high and make a new higher low and retest it like this. It's just the opposite. You can see the market broke the previous high low, and the market started to continue to the downside. And if the market is doing the same thing right now and break the previous lower high, we want the market to come back down and retest it, just as this lower high did right here. But looking at that on the daily, I want to show you guys what I see. So I have a shoulder, a head, shoulder, and we can see that with a head and shoulder, we do have the neckline. And where's the neckline? The neckline will be around here. And that's also the previous support. Taking the Fibonacci from the high 48336 to the low 40741. So right here on the daily, we do have 3 confirmations. We had a head and shoulders. We have the neckline, obviously, because it's a part of head and shoulders, but we also have the Fibonacci level that is coming right into the neckline. Usually the market comes back up or down and retests the neckline, and then it's breaking to either to the downside or to the upside. And obviously, because we are in a downtrend, the market will break to the downside. So that's something that I'm thinking about at this point. But the most important part is that we do have the Fibonacci level that is combined with this overall head and shoulders on the daily. You can see right now on the 4-hour that doesn't make sense, but using the higher time frames we can see it more clear. Still want to see the market. I have to wait a little bit more to see what the market is actually doing, because we do have this huge candlestick to the upside, and I want to see what's happening around here. So on the lower time frames, obviously, if the market breaks to the downside, comes back up and starts to do lower lows and lower highs, obviously what we want to do is try to sell at the lower highs, right? That's something that we want to do. But the market could also continue to the upside. The market can do whatever, so we have to follow price, right? The market can continue to the upside and break this Fibonacci level, and the level will not be something that we have to think about. This is what I see on Bitcoin right now. If there's something you're wondering, please comment below. Please like this video, and we see each other in tomorrow's video.